The previous video segments have focused on how rising carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere influence living organisms, especially plants. But other environmental conditions also have profound effects. Of these, temperature, precipitation, salinity, and pH have undergone changes on a global scale that have altered species distributions. This segment describes how organisms, particularly polar animals, are responding to global warming. Its major points are: number 1, temperature strongly influences nearly all biological processes. Number 2, biological events occur on an average 2.3 to 5.1 days earlier in the spring and 0.3 to 1.6 days later in the autumn each decade. Number 3, species have migrated to 6.1 meters higher in elevation and 6.1 kilometers closer to the poles each decade. Number 4, polar animals, including polar bears and baleen whales, appears to be at risk from global warming. Average global temperatures have warmed about 0.6 degrees Celsius over the last 150 years and are likely to warm an additional 2 to 6 degrees by the end of the century. The temperature of an object indicates how rapidly molecules within it are moving. Biochemical reactions depend on such movements, and a 10 degrees Celsius increase in temperature speeds up these reactions by 2 to 3-fold. Once temperatures exceed a certain threshold, however, conformations of proteins and other organic compounds become distorted. Membranes separating cells in their compartments become leaky, and reactions dependent upon these compounds and compartments begin to fail. Consequently, most biochemical processes show a temperature response where they proceed slowly at temperatures near freezing, accelerate exponentially with temperature until somewhere between 15 and 35 degrees Celsius, and finally crash at temperatures higher than 35 degrees Celsius. For example, photosynthesis and respiration in plants follow such a pattern. The critical temperatures of these processes are offset from one another, with respiration reaching a peak at higher temperature than photosynthesis. Consequently, the difference between them, the net carbon dioxide assimilation, remains relatively constant over a range of midday temperatures that normally occurs during the growing season. This broad temperature optimum buffers plant growth against some of the vagaries of weather. Extreme temperatures, both low and high, threaten living organisms. At the one end, the freezing point of water, 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit, presents a formidable barrier because life on Earth entails biochemical reactions in an aqueous medium, and these reactions cease when water freezes. Organisms that are active at cold temperatures either raise their internal temperatures above 0 degrees Celsius through metabolic generation of heat, or lower their freezing point through accumulation of dissolved solutes. For example, microbes continue to grow, albeit very slowly, in ice and permafrost at temperatures as low as minus 20 degrees Celsius by accumulating salts from their environment. Freezing temperatures are not the only peril at this end of the temperature scale. Low temperatures slow growth and development and thereby increase the probability that an organism will encounter adverse environmental conditions or pests. Moreover, certain species of tropical origin suffer chilling injury when exposed to non-freezing temperatures between 1 and 12 degrees Celsius. The cultivated tomato is a classic example of a chilling-sensitive species. Temperatures below 10 degrees Celsius severely inhibit tomato growth and development at all life stages, and those below 6 degrees inflict so much damage that commercial farmers generally do not harvest their crop, and home gardeners must again reconcile themselves to eating hard tomatoes from foreign lands. Chilling injury in tomato and other crops derives in part from water stress that develops when low temperatures impede water movement from roots to the shoots. Prospects for a longer tomato growing season are improving. Changes in climate have altered global temperature patterns. In particular, global warming has increased nighttime minimum temperatures to a greater extent than daytime maximums. Nighttime minimums, especially frost or chilling temperatures, define the seasons at any given location. The last frost or chill brings the promise of spring, where the first frost or chill serves as a harbinger of winter.